Good afternoon, fellow traders. It's Black Coffee Trader coming to you here on a Thursday, March the 20th. Did not do an update yesterday. Had a pretty busy day. And so I wanted to do an update today. Not that I like to do today's update. I had the third red day of this month, which is good that I haven't had a lot of red days, but I had a pretty bad red day today. Down 30, almost 3,600 across the now 12 funded accounts. Just very, very unfortunate day. Let's put it that way. We didn't blow anything up and we'll be here tomorrow and all's good, but it's just frustrating to have this kind of a loss. I'm going to look at, let's look at TradeZella first. Let's do that first. So here's today down 3,500, very, very bad win rate, 38%. Just very, very, I'll talk more about some of the trades, but yeah, only the third red day of this month, which is good. We are still green on the week, believe it or not, even though we had such a big red day, and we're still green on the month. So I'm taking that as a positive, and we're hanging our hat on that. So that's a good thing, but definitely not very good. Not a good day. I have not loaded all the trades in as far as the individual risk reward. I'm quite sure it's not going to be that great. I didn't put on a lot of risk today, but I just had a lot of losing trades. So kind of curious to see where that falls out. But yesterday we had about $1,000 green day. Nothing crazy, just a pretty solid little day. No big wins across any of the accounts, but I started the week off on such a strong note, and then today just simply we had a bad one. So that's where that's at. Let's look at the win rate and stuff for the month. I have not looked at that yet this month. So we're still at 52%, $2,000, which is definitely not good, but we can rebound and recoup from today. So anyway, that's where the trading is at on TradeZella. I also want to show you on this little spreadsheet that I do, despite having such a bad red day, we still are green on almost all of the accounts this week. The only accounts that we are red on is this little group from 76 to 84. We're down about $150 per account. So we could very easily make that back tomorrow and have those accounts at zero. So that's good. And on the Tradeify accounts, we've done quite well. Actually passed another one yesterday. So today was day one on the new account, and we made our 159, which is good. We need 5 days of 150 as a minimum to withdraw payout. And the other account, we're up 159 as well. And that account, let's not look now, but we're practically right at the halfway point to get to a payout. We need to be at 52,100 to get to payout, and we're at 51,000. Call it $40. So anyway, it's been a good week, and despite the bad red day, we're happy with where we're at. Today could have definitely turned out a little bit different had some unfortunate events not happened. And so I got to my desk early. I woke up early this morning and I saw this massive tumble, and I almost jumped in. I had some FOMO just seeing this thing tumble really in the early morning. And then we had this bounce, and it looked like we were retesting and pushing higher. And I took this long with these top 5 accounts. So the 2 Tradeify accounts that are green and the next 3 Apex accounts that are red. And I circled that because this is the entry. The Tradeify accounts did not stop out. Apparently there was a little bit of slippage between the Tradeify entry and the Apex entry on that copy trade, but it did not stop that out. And so I got out of this trade with about $160 in profit on the Tradeify accounts, which I'm happy about. But unfortunately, the Apex account got tick stopped. As you can see here, completely, this is actually this tick right there, exactly perfectly shot in the tick, to take a phrase from our friend Nutty. But yeah, completely just perfectly shot in the tick, and then we moved higher. So unfortunately, we started the morning off with a $200 loss on these accounts, where we should have started the morning off being up 160 across all 5. I may have stopped trading these accounts at that point, because this account here was at 50,000, about 400, and this one was, well, basically 300 higher than where it's at today, right now. And I would have probably been okay with that with today. But because of that, unfortunate turn of events. We got a little winner here, little short little loser there, and then I had a really nice trade right off the open. We wicked down to this level, perfect. And once this candle turned green, I jumped in long and had a really nice $200, $225 trade there. And that actually put the accounts back to green after these little trades in the early morning pre-market session. So I was green by like 20 bucks after this session, but I was really happy with this trade. I then gave back on those accounts here in the afternoon. Whoops, I did not mean to move that. And now we're having some lag on NinjaTrader. This has happened quite a bit frequently. I'm not sure why. It's a little bit frustrating when this happens. Things just go dead and there's nothing to do but wait until it reloads. So not quite sure what's going on about that, but we'll just be patient here and things will pop back up. Okay, this is not where that level was, and I don't recall exactly where it was. I'll look at that later. I want to say it might have been down around the 800s, but oh well. So disregard that. Anyway, the afternoon session, I shut down, I walked away here when I had my right here. I had a loss on this specific account. I had a bad loss right here on this group of accounts, and I walked away for a few hours, and I came back somewhere here, somewhere in this area. We moved down, we pushed back out. I was kind of patient looking for this, and I took this long entry off this level, and was a net winning trade. Out was 78 on 2 contracts here, and had my stop loss got hit on the runner, and so we were out with a net positive of about 50 bucks. And then I had 2 more just kind of fake entries. I think this level might have been somewhere right in here. Anyway, a couple of I wasn't patient. I was not patient and took some really stupid trades. The candles were green and then they turned into red. I just didn't wait for good confirmation on this setup, and I had said I had to have to walk away at that point. So that's the long and the short on those accounts. And the other accounts I want to point out is right here, what I have circled, and I don't recall which ones that was. Was that 80? Yeah, that was these 84 accounts. These accounts, we hit the max daily loss on the way I have it set up on my accounts. And for some reason, I noticed this earlier. NinjaTrader is not correct. It's showing this as a long and showing these as short trades, which is not correct. And I'm not quite sure what's going on, but I'll talk you through what happened. So we had this move in the morning, this big push out, and we had this pullback to this key major level at 19,990, which is right here. 19,990 was these highs that we had, or this little high, and that lines up pretty well with this Friday, March 7th low. That has been a pretty big deal, and also this Wednesday, March 12th high. And so when we got to that point, we retested that. I wanted to take this long, and I did. This first trade that you see here is this one right here. This is actually a short. This was a complete accidental trade. It was one of those trades where I was hovering over the mouse or over the buy sell market sell here and accidentally hit it, and I just killed it right away. So that was not supposed to be a trade. And then on this little pullback, we had this candle wicking onto this level and this green candle pushing out, and I went long. These arrows are not correct. This was the entry right here. I went long with a tight stop, and the tight stop was my problem. I was trading. The bad thing, I was kind of trading not to lose. I didn't want to lose money, and it's not a very good way to trade. The better thing to do would be to leave the stops where they were. My stop loss would have been sitting somewhere down here had I just left it go. But anyway, I had my stop set pretty tight, and I got stopped out. And I re-entered that trade here, and we were basically, this was a perfect break and retest long opportunity, and a really nice bear flag off of this, or bull flag off of this move up. I entered it for the second time right here on this white arrow, and again got wicked. And I had the trade idea was absolutely perfect. This one here, actually, it reverse entered me and I killed it right away. But so that bottom trade is meaningless. But I entered along again, and I was correct in my thesis. I was correct in my trade, but because my stop loss was too tight, I was not comfortable. I should have been comfortable. I really should have been comfortable with my normal stop loss. I completely had my head screwed on wrong. And yeah, I got stopped out, and then this thing ran. So very unfortunate. And again, had these two turn of events not happened, had I done a better job here, this entire day would have been much different. In fact, I would have had a green day, because we would have been green on the top 5 accounts, and this is the bottom 4. And instead of having a $500 loss, we would have been green on these accounts, and this would have just been an entirely different day had these two things not happened. So you know, the lesson really, this, I can't do anything about this. This is just unfortunate. My entry on this early morning trade was a little bit, it wasn't quite where I needed to be. The entry, I should have been a little bit more patient and entered more at the bottom here, or had a bigger stop loss. And then here, the lesson is keep the stop loss where it's at and let it go, and allow the trade to work, because I had the setup correct. Everything was correct about that entry, about the trade itself. Just my stop loss, moving it so tight, was my problem. And then I was looking for a reversal trade here. These arrows are not correct. Some of them are correct and some of them aren't. I'm not quite sure why, but I really kind of messed this up at the top. I was looking for a reversal, and it eventually happened, and I just missed the entire party. So I did also, though, have a really nice trade on ES today. This exact rejection of this 5670 or 5760 area, that is basically this area right here. So I did take the short here, and that turned out, I was in that trade for quite some time, about an hour, and did get out of that trade with some nice wins. And that was on these accounts, but I did end, that was on these middle accounts, which I just stopped trading because I was just not happy with my day. So anyway, some lessons learned today. Crazy market. You know, we in the morning session, pre-market, we had this massive move to the downside. We double bottomed, we pushed all the way back up, and then we fell almost all the way back down again. So we're kind of we're closing today, it looks like, right above this. I have this marked as kind of a golden area, and I'll show you why. On the daily chart, if I go back to right here, maybe it wasn't on, oops, but I want to look at the 4-hour chart. Yep, here, this is why I marked it this way. This is a little bit tough to see, but right here, we have previous, this is kind of a consolidation high from back in April. We had a low, so this area turned from support, fell through to rejection, turned back into support, and we went up. So this was why I put this level on my charts, because of this little area right here back in September, which corresponds with where we're at the current market condition right here. So now we go back into today, and you can see how this morning we fell in there and we could not break that level. And then when we came back this afternoon, we bounced off of it. This was during the time when I had my chart shut down, so I kind of missed this whole opportunity, but that would have been a really strong opportunity for a move back to the upside. But we shall see. We're now kind of closing right above there, so I would think that maybe this level comes into play tomorrow. Tomorrow is Friday, and who knows how Fridays can be really good, and they can sometimes be kind of soft, but we'll see if this comes into play tomorrow. So, but anyway, that's that. We had a tough day, but we're going to be back at it tomorrow, and we'll see what we can do. So hopefully we can rebound and stay green tomorrow and continue marching forward to a solid month. So also, quick little note, Apex is running a 2-day 80% off flash sale. It runs until end of day tomorrow, or tomorrow at midnight, so 80% off their accounts, and they have the 50K, 250K, and 300K accounts all priced at $167. So after the discount, they're $33.40. So again, little flash sale. Take advantage of that if you need it. And once again, I want to say thank you to those of you that use code BCT with Take Profit Trader and Apex, getting you the best deals that those firms offer. And thank you for supporting my channel if you choose to do so. And also just welcome new subs. And thanks for hanging out, everybody. Appreciate you guys following along as I take you on my trading journey. So we'll be back at it tomorrow. And I guess until next time, take care, trade well, and so long.